Would you believe? The world's smallest park. My name is Adam Smith, and I'm a tour guide here in Portland, Oregon. We're here to see the smallest park in the world, Mill Inns Park. The story of the smallest park in the world begins in 1948, when the building behind me housed a newspaper here in Portland. A local journalist named Dick Fagan began to pretend that a small circle of dirt in the middle of a Rhode Island was a park. His imagination told him that it was the only leprechaun colony outside of Ireland, and the head leprechaun, Paddy O'Toole, lived there. And one day, Dick Fagan caught this leprechaun and asked for a wish, and he wished for a park. And because he didn't specify the size of the park he wanted, Patrick O'Toole made him the tiny one. And that's how we got the smallest park in the world. Now, even though the smallest park is well known, the name is often mispronounced. People's instincts are to say Mill's End. Technically, the phrase is mill ends, and this term comes from our logging history. The mill ends are what's left after we carve trees down into wood. Little pieces are left over at the ends of the saws. And since his article was about random little pieces of Portland, that's what he titled his article, which is how the name eventually got applied to the park. To the best of my knowledge, the way that we got the world record for the smallest park happened in the late 70s. Another country in the world, England, was already claiming to have the smallest park, which was about a 10-foot diameter park with a fence around it. They claimed that our park didn't count because it didn't have a fence. So we had to do what any self-respecting park-loving city has to do. We called up the Guinness Book of World Records to come out and compare parks. And we won, and not for the last or the first time. America beats England again. Now, one thing weird about this park is it wasn't always right here. Just recently, it was here, and this is where it began. The original Mill Inns Park was a small cement circle that was supposed to receive a telephone pole that just never arrived. The original circle was 2 feet across, which means, according to geometric formulas, the area of the park was 3.14 square feet, the equivalent of what pi is. They just redid the road, and if you look close, they reshaped it to be more of a clover leaf shape. So I'm no longer sure of the exact square footage. And from this side of the park, we get a great overview. Here's the southern portion of the park. It's common for picnics and family gatherings, mostly ants and earthworms. Over here is where we have a slug baseball league. And here on the west side of the park, it's quite common for people to go foraging for mushrooms. The more forested area on the rear is for walking and hiking. And there are many other ways to enjoy the world's smallest park. You know, to me, this park symbolizes everything that's good about Oregon. It was a little unwanted plot of dirt, and we turned it into the world's smallest park. We love it, we decorate it, we change it for the holidays and memorials. People can come here to get married, come here to have protests. So last year, my sister got married here. It wasn't this particular park, it was when it was 6 inches this direction and circular. But I believe she stood right here to accept her wedding vows. You know, as small as Mill Inns Park is, to me, it actually has incredible significance. When you come to this little park, you have to think about what it takes to maintain the world's smallest park. It takes a lot more than just the Portland Park and Recs. It takes the whole community to love it and make it famous. And it is.